For those of you who don't know how to use the pen tool, pen tool's a handy little tool for making shapes and paths, but in this instance we're just using it for something very simple, to knock out the background from these buildings. Okay, so far I've done only part of it. Now using the pen tool, here we'll just click on these points where we want to follow the shape of the building. Careful to click inside the actual shape of the building because we don't want to get any of the sky in there. Now this aerial tower, not really an essential part of the image, so we'll just mask that out as well. Just following the building as so, being careful not to leave any parts of the sky in the image. I like to work at a very zoomed in image. As you can see here, I'm in at 200%. I just find that a lot easier to work, and I navigate around the image by just clicking and dragging on the red box in the navigator here. So continuing to mask out these buildings. As you can see here, I'm creating a curved line. So rather than just pointing and clicking, you point and then drag your mouse sideways to create a curve. Now sometimes when you go to make the next point, it'll make a funny curve like that. So the way to avoid that is press Alt or Option on the Mac and click in the little point there, and it will remove the other curve. So then you can continue on without it creating a funny curve on you. And there we have it. I've pretty much masked out everything. Now we have our path selected, so we'll go over into the paths, right click on work path, go back, make sure we have a layer mask. Layer mask is selected. Make sure the foreground color is black. Head on over to paths, right click on work path and select make selection. Leave settings as is, click OK, and as you can see, the city that we've just masked out has been selected. So by selecting the menu select and inverse, we're now selecting everything but the buildings that we want to mask out. So heading back to your layers panel, make sure again the mask is selected. Hit on your paint bucket tool, making sure your foreground color is black, and click there. Wow, and that's masked everything out for us. Control D to deselect. I'm just going to zoom in now and double check that everything has been masked out the way we want it to. Obviously zooming in will help you, as well as zooming out. Now I noticed when I was using the pen tool, over here, in here we have a car park. And we have all these little bits of space where you can see the sky between. In this instance I don't want that, so now we're going to go back to masking in the traditional way. We're going to choose a brush, probably about a 3 will do for this, and again making sure that we're zoomed in on the area that we want to fix. And the layer mask is selected, brush tool and color black. We're just going to paint in these little white bits here so you can see the transparency behind them. That's looking pretty good now. I'll just zoom out to have a look at our total image. It's looking pretty good. And that's just how you simply mask out buildings. Anything really that is pretty square and straightforward. Using the pen tool I find is the easiest way.